Really weird things are happening to me, 22F. Not sure if it's an elaborate prank or if I'm seriously mentally ill. Okay. I've never ever felt the need to post here, but I feel like I'm losing my mind. I don't even know where to start. My mind is so jumbled. I guess it started 2 weeks ago at work. I work in a factory, but I don't do the labor. I'm more of a spreadsheet maker, a book balancer, a secretary type thing. Really informal, but it's my uncle's company and I needed a job, yada yada. Good pay. I was sitting at my desk with nothing to do, and I hear my boss, not my uncle, just another coworker and a friend of his, go. Phil sighs as he looks at the weather. I look up like, huh? And he looks at me like, huh? He didn't say anything. I was like, that's weird. But oh well. Anyway. And then the next day I was talking to some coworkers on the floor asking them work stuff, and one of them called me a bitch, but when I called him out, him and everyone else looked at me like I was insane. I apologized and we all laughed it off. Factory is loud, right? People mishear things all the time. Except, I was at Walmart. I know, class. And one of the workers there was putting away stock, and I swear to God he looked straight at me and said the chicken was just killed, but I asked him what he meant and I felt so bad because he looked so confused and like I was crazy. He hadn't even opened his mouth apparently. Shit like this has been happening so much. My friend even pulled me aside to ask if I was feeling okay. Small things are happening too. My boyfriend says he's making salmon for dinner. I hear him preparing salmon. I smell salmon. Then he brings it out and it's lasagna. I asked him where the salmon was and he was like, what? I said lasagna tonight and brushed it off like I'm being silly. I could have sworn this one shirt I owned was green and not teal. Shit is changing and people are saying stuff but they are not. People are narrating their lives sometimes. There's no way my friends could be pranking me, not when random people on the street are doing this too. I'm so scared. I don't want to be thrown in a mental hospital. Not trying to offend mentally ill people, I'm so scared. I feel like my mind is slowly melting. Update November 29th, 2015, 5 days later. Older post is here. Wow. Wow. I never could have ever in my wildest imagination that my last post would get this much attention. I was on boyfriend's Reddit account on his phone and actually saw my own post near the first page. I was floored. Then he saw what I was looking at and we had a pretty awkward conversation. Basically asked me why I posted something like that. He'd read it but only when he saw me on the page it clicked that he saw the same username on my laptop on Reddit. He never imagined it was me. I did change some details about my life in the last post. So we talked for a long time and finally he said that he was taking me to emergency. I didn't want to go. I just wanted to wait for my appointment. Not because I didn't think it was serious, but because I had no clue how to explain what was happening to the doctors and nurses, especially for it to warrant an emerg visit. So we went, and he was very understanding. Just asked me how much I remembered from the past couple days. Stuff he's said, and stuff I'd apparently heard. We were both scared, ha. I got to emerg. Very slow. I live in a smallish town but we have a giant hospital for some reason. We're close to a lot of other towns, and they use our hospital. Close to Toronto too. Anyway, it was slow. Just one father and a sick child. I went in and basically had to explain what was happening and honestly, the nurses were like WTF? This bitch is crazy. But when I saw a doctor he took me very, very seriously. It was very nice. He wrote down basically everything I said. I got some x-rays and they asked me questions. You know the whole spiel. Anyway, the point of this update was to tell you guys that I have a tumor. That's really scary writing out, but I have a tumor. In my brain. It hasn't sunken in yet that tomorrow my brain is going to be under the knife. I don't want to share more because I've gotten a lot of messages from people who were like, guessing my name. And where I'm from. Apparently I remind people of their friends or crazy exes. I'm scared to miss work but my boss was more than understanding. He sort of looked at me like I was insane when I asked how long I should be out of work. I don't know. I need to pay rent. We'll figure it out. Thank you all for your love and support. I will update whenever I remember to. I am scared, but alive. Update April 18th, 2025. Am I allowed to make an update here? I don't use social media much anymore, and Reddit looks completely different than the last time I logged in. My friend sent me this basically immediately after it was posted asking if it was me. It was so long ago. I kind of cringe seeing how I wrote, but I'll give myself some flack because I was young and going through a terrible time. That BF didn't last long. He bailed when he found out how long my recovery would be and what it entailed. I moved back in with my family, who are all nurses and caregivers, so it was really the smoothest recovery I could have had. I did years of therapy, both physical and mental. I did eventually end up losing my factory job, but that honestly wasn't their fault. Admittedly, I no-showed to work a lot and was spiraling for a few years, but I eventually landed on my feet, found my dream man, lumberjack type, sorry for being a Canadian stereotype, and his mother had gone through, almost, the same thing I did when she was younger, so we really bonded over that. I won't say I'm having a perfect time. Life is life. I'm child-free, have a job I tolerate, have money to spend on my friends and family, and am generally very happy. I keep off social media because I already survived a brain tumor. I'm not looking for more, smiley face. And for Americans who are going to ask, yes, it was free.